Welcome to another Veterans of the Cedar Valley program. Today, my name is Sid Morris, and my guest today is Kevin Dill, who is the administrator at the Blackhawk County Veterans Affairs Commission. Welcome.
Thank you, Sid.
Betcha. We have an event coming up, and you're here to tell us about it. Let's kick it off. You may have a satellite office located in Cedar Falls.
Yes, the mayor here in Cedar Falls was kind enough to reach out and talk to me about having a satellite office here in Cedar Falls for those veterans who can't get to Waterloo for some reason. I think there's quite a bit of number of veterans who live out here in Cedar Falls in the western part of Waterloo and out here toward this end of the county who have a hard time getting to our office way on the northeast side of Waterloo. Right. So it's really a blessing to maybe have a satellite office here in Cedar Falls so veterans don't have so far to drive.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's a very good reason. I was served on the commission for 6 years, and that was an issue. That northern part of the Blackhawk County and the Cedar Falls area, and having access and getting there was an issue.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we were getting some talk about that, so we had a little satellite office at the VA medical clinic for a couple of months on Fridays to see the amount of traffic we were missing, and we learned there was quite a number of veterans who just didn't want to drive all the way out to the Pinecrest building, and so they were nice to see somebody from our office there at the clinic, and now we're going to have someone out here in Cedar Falls to address the needs of the veterans who live out in this area.
Yeah. How long are we away from it actually opening? What are your goals in getting the program started?
I'm hoping to have Michelle in our office, in the office, hopefully maybe by that first Friday in June or the second Friday in June. I think we're going to ask her to be down here every Friday. She'll be in the satellite office every Friday, and we'll see how that goes. And if we can't keep up,
right,
well, then we'll add another day.
Well, we have some pictures of the office, and it'll be on the screen in a little bit. And this is the location. This is the former public street department's office, and it's fairly new structure.
Yeah, I think what's really good about that location is Michelle in our office works a lot with the nursing homes here in the Cedar Valley. And one of our biggest partners is the Western Home, right down the street from there, where we see a lot of veterans and widows of veterans. So it'll be real good for Michelle, who's going to be right down the street from a number of folks that we help every week.
Okay, and it's located right near a special place.
Yep, Veterans Park.
Right.
That's near and dear to your heart.
Yes, it is.
So hopefully, once we get going out there, that maybe we have events at Lincoln Park in Waterloo during the summer where we cook out for veterans, and all veterans are welcome to come down, but maybe once we get established there, maybe we can start doing some events there at the park there.
Yes. Well, I can tell you from my coffee groups around the community, the word is out on this, and a lot of the veterans are looking forward to that.
Yeah, we are too. We are too. It's going to be a very good blessing.
Right.
It's going to be I tell you, I didn't realize it, but it's going to be a huge benefit to a lot of our elderly veterans who it's hard to get out, and a lot of those live out here in the Cedar Falls area, especially the veterans and the widows and the nursing homes that are in the Cedar Falls area. It's a prime location for Michelle to reach out to those folks that weren't reached out too well in the past.
Right.
So,
what kind of services will they be able to obtain there?
Well, it'll be pretty much like the office at the Pinecrest building. They can come in and seek out the benefits they're entitled to, whether it's VA health care, compensation pension, help for mom and dad who might be in a nursing home or assisted living, the veteran or the widow who's in the assisted living or nursing home. Any questions they have about their VA benefits, they can just go right down to the office there where you saw by Veterans Park and speak with Michelle. Or sometimes I'll be there on Fridays.
Right. You know, and this is something I'd like for you to expand on, because since you have come to the to the commission, it has become a place where all veterans can receive service or information and that sort of thing.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to have you expand on that a little bit, because that has been one really positive thing about Veterans Affairs.
Before I took over the office, wasn't seeing a whole lot of veterans. Now we average about 16 a day, and we've had a tremendous amount of outreach. But we just started something new. Hillary in our office is getting ready to actually go today. She's going to be going out to all the service organizations today, posting more flyers and information, going to other businesses, posting more information. So when a veteran happens to walk into a business or the service organization, there's going to be something right there in front of their face that they can look at that maybe they never saw before.
Yes, one of the problems that we had back when I was on the commission was that many veterans wouldn't come because they didn't feel they were qualified.
Sure.
And the fact that all veterans are qualified to the services, they may not be eligible for some of the services, but they are for your services.
Yes, sir. I think most veterans and spouses of veterans have that idea that, well, I'm not qualified for anything. I'm not going to come down and waste your time. And I would say waste our time. You might be surprised. Right before I came, there was a gentleman that came in the office who received a letter from the VA. He had no plans to ever come down to the office. Somebody encouraged him to, and so he came down, and he stopped in today. He got a letter where the VA is giving him now $900 a month, tax-free, that he never believed he was entitled to, but he was. He just had bad information.
Right.
So it's really important that all veterans from any period of service and peacetime do come down and check us out.
Right. One of the issues that always was a problem was hearing aids for veterans. You know, one of these days I'm going to have one, but it happens to a lot of us.
Yes, sir. Most claims generated to the VA are for hearing loss. I think last year there was 1,800,000 claims generated to the VA for hearing loss. That's their biggest thing. Most veterans do get into VA healthcare. And once you're in VA healthcare, you can get hearing aids from the VA for free. But you don't know until you come down.
Yeah. And of course, being eligible for that too is another factor. You know, you have to demonstrate that you experience loud explosions.
Yeah, there's two ways. You can get in through VA healthcare, where you didn't experience anything in the service, but your income meets the guidelines to be enrolled in VA healthcare, and you meet all the other regulations, which most veterans do.
Okay.
And then the other way is if you experienced acoustic trauma to your ears while you were in the service, and that followed you on your way out, and you have hearing loss, there's a good chance you could be eligible for some compensation from the VA and health care through the VA because of your hearing loss.
Right. Also, we need to talk about how people contact that office. Do you have some information that we could share?
Yeah, I think if we have a minute, one quick tidbit I wanted to bring up to you today, Sid, is a couple of days ago I got some information from the Iowa Department of Veterans Affairs on the new numbers of veterans in this county. And I was surprised at the number. We're down to about 8,200 veterans. And I think just a year and a half ago we were at nearly 10,000, which is a huge decrease. And I was kind of surprised at that. And I don't know how much of that is due to the passing away of a veteran or veterans moving out of Black Hawk County. I don't know, but I was surprised that the number we're down to 8,200. Our lowest number is World War II, of course, but our second lowest number of veterans in the county, post 9/11. And I was surprised at that. I don't know if our young folks are deciding not to stay or not coming back, but I was surprised that the lowest number of veterans next to World War II that live in the county are post 9/11 veterans, the young veterans. Our largest number is Vietnam, of course. We have about 3,000 Vietnam veterans that live in the county. We actually have more Korean War veterans still living today in this county than we do our younger veterans. And then we have a large number of peacetime veterans. But I was surprised that our lowest number is our very young veterans from post 9/11.
Right.
So it's important that we find those folks and get them down to the office, because now is the time that they might need benefits to help their growing family. They're newly married, they have kids. There's probably a benefit for them and they don't know. So we really need to reach out to the young folks too.
Yes, and I think that's good because even our veterans organizations like AMVETS,
Sure.
American Legion, and VFW, young people are not joining, and
No.
we would like for them to join, and because all of those organizations provide services, and especially yours.
Yeah, we typically have about 100 Vietnam veterans come to our office every month. It's a large number, and they're getting the benefits and the services that they're entitled to. I just would like to reach out to those 1,000 post 9/11 veterans who are starting a family, raising kids, who may be suffering, and they may not need to. They just need to come down and look at their benefits.
Okay. We're near the end of our time,
Oh,
and I
sure.
was wondering what is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with right now?
Oh, sure. Right now, our office still is currently at 1407 Independence Avenue in Waterloo. The number is 291-2512. And then here soon, we'll have that satellite office opened up here, right here in good old Cedar Falls, over at the Public Works Building, right next there to the Veterans Park, the park near and dear to your heart.
That's right.
Hopefully soon, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll have somebody right there at that office.
Okay.
And they'll be
Well,
there probably right now every Friday for 4 to 5 hours, and we'll see how it goes. And if it's generating a lot of traffic, then we'll go 8 hours. And if it's generating more than we can handle, then maybe a couple days a week, and then we'll see how it
good.
goes.
See how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Well, I want to thank you for being on today and providing this information to, I think, a very big need in our community.
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
Right.
Thank you,
And thank you very much, and thank you for your service. You've made such a change in our organization, and I know the public thanks you.
And I would just say,